was talking about earlier, played a lot of Ayari in the Sigma composition. So a very poke-heavy style coming out from JP Knapp that's got them to this 3-1 record this far and into this single elim bracket.
I mean, the styles will vary, and we're about to head in right now. So everybody, here is the bracket stages starting out. This is the road to get yourself to the LAN in January and try to get yourself to state in February. And I believe there might be a surprise about where state might be played at, but we will find out about that a little bit later on. But we're going to start out here. We're going to be, is this Midtown?
This is Midtown.
This is Midtown. Okay.
This is Midtown. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just as surprised as you are, my friend.
Okay.
But, yeah, we're going to get things off on Mid. I like it. I like not starting on control. I know that's a hot take. I mean, I'm still all for switching control to map 5 and escort to map 1 for official Overwatch League matches. But hey, that's just my own hot take on the issue. But looks like we have loaded in here. I assume we're on map 1 and didn't just miss something. But it'll be JP Knapp starting us off on the defense once they do finally get to come out of spawn. Showing us Cosmito on that Sigma. Nobody surprised.
I mean, Rixaform on the tank here. I remember seeing, a couple of swaps back and forth. Roadhog dominant. I really did, like I said, Balakai was one of the leaders of this team. Really did set the tenor of the engagements that came in for West Craven B. So, we're hoping that they're going to be able to do this again. We're hoping that they're going to be able to go out and just set the pace and set the tone.
And coming out behind the Roadhog, but Rixaform gets melted. It was just Mercy and Lucio healing there for the Hog. The Hog never got a chance to pop that take a breather. And, this is a very good start for the defense from JP Knapp.
I mean, this is good for them. Roadhog going to come out here again. I'd like to see the Sigma mirror here. And I mean, Big Man was somebody that I remember yesterday. I say Kajuka Buka was one of my favorite gamer names out there that I saw yesterday, just because it trips off the tongue so nicely. But yeah, like Jack the Bird, I remember being very, very impressed by them. And I mean, this is kind of a standard composition just with the soldier going in. That's an early pick, 2 picks, as a matter of fact, coming in for JP Knapp.
Yeah, the Rixaform just didn't stand a chance against the Bastion. Just so much damage. And yeah, a Roadhog is pretty hard to kill, particularly with that take a breather. They can seem to stay alive indefinitely, but so much just punching power coming out from Kajukabuka as well as Big Man Elbow.
I mean, you can see right here the flexibility of Jack the Bird. I mean, look at that beautiful pylon placement. That's going to be so hard to take down. And I mean, if they get in any trouble, they can just get back, and there's the healing pylon, just getting them all up.
It is cleverly positioned where it's kind of hiding behind the little hanging bar from the front. And if you're coming from this little side room, you have to completely step out of the room to get LOS on that pylon. Very, very clever positioning indeed. A couple of quick kills coming through. Truly Voice does get rezzed up inside that room. And we got us a bit of a Bastion duel. One that Johnny is going to interrupt with a skill orb.
Well, I mean, we see the touch there coming in from Anthony, and I actually gets 2.5 ticks, actually. So, I mean, they've got some progress percentage going on. No tie here, and Rick's going over to the Orisa. A little bit better look here. They'll have a little bit more staying power, a little bit better to heal up, but still, I mean, you got to watch your engagements. Need to go in as a full fight because that's where they're really struggling right now. It's so disconnected.
It's going to be a Captive Sun out here from Jack the Bird. Truly Voice getting topped off for the Mercy. Thankfully, they've gotten very low several times. Malachi, unfortunately, does fall behind them with the sound barrier in their pockets. So Truly Voice kind of caught in a rough spot here, just desperately hiding in a corner. Eventually, JK Knapp move in and take care of that, recognize that vulnerability. Quick little hack from the outside, but Johnny is there for the kill.
There's the res, though, coming through, and I mean, sound barrier and the Valkyrie ready to go. You're coming up on a ton of ultimates, and oh my god, Kajuka Buka once again. Just absolutely owning this straightaway underneath the subway car, and they're just not having any fun here.
Well, West Craven are counting on the fact that JP Knapp don't pick up the rotation. They don't pick up the back cap. But after losing 2 ticks, JP Knapp are very sensitive to this. They've got multiple eyes on that objective. So trying to run past and just hope the Bastion doesn't see you is not working out for West Craven right now.
It's a matter of ultimate or rotation and cooldown management here. A big EMP comes through the sound barrier as well. They're going to go in on top of it.
Yeah, managed to get coupled with that EMP. Jack the Bird is still under a lot of pressure in the back. Gravitic Flux coming out from Cosmito, but doesn't have a whole lot of health. Did a good, fortunate to get that slam down. It was actually fantastic healing from Jack the Bird while Cosmito was airborne. The only reason they still have what health they do have. It's a 3-on-3, I believe, on this point. After the res, Cosmito's going to fall. Attack visor from Big Man Elbow out of the corner while the Terror Surge drove everybody away and it bought Wes Craven enough time to solidify on this point. It took them until overtime, Billy, but it looks like they're on care of Johnny.
They really do. And I mean, with the fade coming through, that'll still be the contest going on. The heal orb just keep them up. They might get a chance at a recontest, but nope.
No, Johnny stepped off
there.
Yeah,
he got booped and murdered. So, Axony, going over to the Farah now. So you're going to have that threat in the sky. High ground control is going to be truly at a premium. And we see Cosmito now over in the Diva. So they have anticipated this high ground approach and, well, already out of mech.
Axony? That's probably more accurate. I was just calling him Anthony, assuming the X was a spacer. Now they're dead. That's what they are. Truly voiced is able to add. So back, but there it is. Jack the Bird. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this gamer's already found 2. Takes down the pharmacy single-handedly as a Yari and gets the Bastion. Now has their attention turned on to the Orisa. That was a 1v1 duel in the back, by the way, between a Yari and a Bastion, and Jack the Bird won it. 4K before it's all said and done. I'm telling you, she's cracked.
Somebody signed this gamer to a freaking org. Come on, give her a scholarship. I mean, that's what these students are working for. Just to remind everybody, UNC Greensboro putting down $500,000 in guaranteed scholarships to these students. So huge.
Yeah, I mean, that just makes my heart melt just hearing that. Jack the Bird is making their enemy melt, as is Kajuka-Buka. That was a captive sun combined with just an extreme amount of damage from the Assault Bastion.
I mean, you love it. You love it. I mean, the Moira suck there taking care of it. I mean, look at this tech, though. Understanding that they need to have a great position here. I mean, you've got 3 DPS right now. That's the problem, is that Jack the Bird doesn't care about your rotations. It's just going to go ahead and just click you between the eyes, and it's all good and done.
And is keenly aware of the pylon placement as well. Very good. Look at it again. Anthony or Axthony, however we want to say that, gets picked out of the sky once more because there's just no safe fly space when Jack the Bird is around on the Sayari. Does eventually get taken down and is truly voiced and had enough of the newest Overwatch hero. Moving around to the outside, but there's no tank here for Wes Craven, so they're trying to push in, basically using the Bastion as a tank, and the Bastion takes the brunt, the majority of the damage. Anthony is able to move out and kind of melt Big Man Elbow in a bit of a scramble here towards the end. Nice play from the Lifeweaver. It was a good pull as well as the platform to position them a little bit better, but eventually Cosmito was able to hunt down both of those supports despite the excellent play from Malachi.
I mean, we got the Symmetry in here right now that doesn't care about your kinetic grasp or your shielding. So, I mean, they've got an extreme amount of damage coming in here, and the Photon Barrier is going to be a little bit of purchase.
Okay. Wes Craven apparently, they don't come into their true form until they hit overtime. And suddenly we see what this team is capable of. Oh, but Anthony goes down. It's a nice flank for Big Man Elbow to get behind the Photon Barrier with that tactical visor. Big Man Elbow able to pick up a pair and really kind of chop the knees off on this attack. I think this is as far as Wes Craven's going to go.
Yep, I mean, that is going to do it. Done and dusted here. Still, I mean, farther than I think we expected them to get. Based upon the first 3.5 minutes of how point A went, and then just completely stonewalled again on the back of Jack the Bird, the positioning, the pylon placement as well. Absolutely magnificent from this gamer. Cosmito really holding the front line too, my friend. We talk about, the tanks a lot. We talk about the DPS a lot. Cosmito, though, playing very well in concert with Jack the Bird, always having that experimental barrier or the accretion ready to go when the going gets a little tough. I like this. I like this tank. I can see why you guys were so high on this gamer yesterday, and now seeing it in person today. Absolutely the same. I didn't see the same level up against Wes Craven, so I think that they're getting off the goose egg and getting a French fry in their column. Yeah, they're taking it out of this poor Wes Craven B team.
All right. Now on the defense, using a Reinhardt. More Lucio with it. This is an up close and personal composition. This is all about getting the Bastion into a good position and maneuvering them around with the Symmetra teleporter. Very reminiscent of the London Spitfire composition.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Spitfire used Baptiste and
yeah.
Lucio, but that's the only difference. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I would love to see a May here, honestly, for myself instead of the Symmetra. Be able to cordon off maybe Cosmito or one of these very aggressive DPS that like to get forward.
But teleporting is fun.
Teleporting is fun. Teleporting is fundamental.
There you go. Teleporting is fundamentally Overwatch. There, how we piece it together. Look at us go, friends. Kajuka Buka also going hard into the paint. Truly voice falls. Big man elbow getting into the mix as well. The DPS from JP Knapp showed up in a big way here on this first attack. And this is looking like a one and done. There's still a Symmetra and a Lucio hanging out at the entrance to the subway. Oh, but that grenade just did so much damage to both of them. They're just going to sit and hide while JP Knapp move on to the point.
What would you do? I'd be running
much of the same.
Too.
Oh, I would too. No doubt. No doubt. Eventually, they try to regroup with the rest of the team, but JP Knapp managed to catch that rotation. Even that short little distance from the subway to that exit. No. JP Knapp's not letting you have anything.
No, but I mean, this is a businessman-like performance coming out from JP Knapp. They wasted no time. They know there's no tricks or gimmicks coming out here. They know their composition. They know how they want to play this. Who the heck is up there? Jack the Bird was up there in their spawn, trying to 1v5 the entire team. I respect the moxie. I gotta say, I respect the moxie.
First time I've seen Jack the Bird on a Zenyatta, I will say it's been a joy. Teleport out up close to allow Wes Craven to try to get in the face of this Bastion and still have a bit of escape. What I'm really concerned about is where Truly Voiced is placed and when they use their wheels down form, their artillery form, their assault form. There it is. Wheels down, they're just going to throw right down Main Street. Looking for Jack the Bird, who has swapped off the Zenyatta on over to an Ayari, and Cosmito sticks around a little bit too long. Pro Yeti is able to push it on the back of all that damage coming out from Truly Voiced, and Wes Craven have their first good team fight win here on the defense.
Yep, I mean, that's fantastic work. And I mean, it's Pearl Yeti going over to the Brigida, being able to get up in close, right up in Cosmito's face, and, give a little bit of that CC that the Accretion has been providing. And that Inspire uptime is so important. It keeps you in fights longer than maybe you might expect. And I think that was a real kicker there coming into this fight.
JP Knapp, I have a couple of ultimates trying to break this open, and they don't have very far to go. Wes Craven basically need to be perfect for the rest of this map if they want to take the lead in their series, start things off right here on Midtown, and a kill on Johnny will go a long way. It's a primary source of the sustain, now absent. Just a healing pylon to try to keep Cosmito alive, and they just get bashed in the face by a Jukabuka. Is not going to last long.
Yep, I mean, that rally was absolutely perfectly timed. They win the fight on 2 ultimates, so, I mean, for them...
Attack visor? Attack visor? Really?
Scary. You're going to go down. No? Yes.
I mean,
no.
even if they manage to scramble and stay alive, which they cannot, I mean, I think you would have rather used that when you had the rest of your team there to kind of help push forward and get value out of it. Wes Craven threw in their sound barrier on the back of that, and, well, despite that, somehow Rixo goes down. So Tank now absent, sound barrier no longer available for the defense, and a Gravitic Flux is going to find 3. This is massive. That Lucio's going to get smashed down immediately. The Bastion has no health left. The Artillery Strike will easily send them back to spawn. This map is looking done and dusted. A brilliant 1-2 punch coming out of JP Knapp with a Gravitic Flux into the Artillery Strike. And this is looking a little desperate, although, what did I say? In the most desperate of times, that's when Wes Craven seemed to rise to the challenge as Anthony comes with the hair, and now Rexoform is back.
Reaper in the backline right now on the point, contesting that vampire healing, starting to really pay dividends here. They were actually turning the fight around Wes Craven, not giving up, but the Reaper's still in there.
That was such a nice edge. JP Knapp had that one in the bag, and I think they thought they had it in the bag a little bit more than they did, not realizing that Anthony was coming in behind them. Picking up that 2 kills, absolutely safe this map, and now there's a photon barrier from the Symmetra that's allowing Rixo to push forward and challenge his Bastion, keeping Kajukabuka entirely off balance and out of position, or at least not in the fight like they'd want to be. Also leaves Cosmito alone, nobody there to help them out. Both of our tanks, aforementioned, will go down. A bit of a pause as JP Knapp decide how they want to approach in this tankless fight. Sound barrier out from West Craven. Truly Voice coming in with the assault form and has eyes set on Jackbird and the Reaper in the back as well. Kuchikabuka's going to follow everybody in a corner. Easy fire in here. Fish in a barrel for Truly Voiced.
Absolutely fantastic fight, and they've whittled a minute and a half since the last really big engagement that we had. It's been all West Craven, marshaling out their support ultimates very nicely. Pearl Yeti up to another rally. That's going to hold them in such good stead. We see Cosmito go over to the Ramatra.
Haven't seen a lot of Ramatra out of Cosmito. Hasn't felt the need to switch on the times that we've seen them on stream, at least on this side. There's assault form. Oh, they're from JP Knapp is back away. You've got to be so careful with all this damage coming up. Now that valuable cooldown has been spent, JP Knapp, how are you going to respond? It's a captive son is how with the Death Blossom. And immediately the feeds start lighting up. JP Knapp waited for the right possible time, and then they seized the window of opportunity brilliantly, annihilating West Craven, claiming Midtown as their own. 1-0 to JP Knapp to kick off day 3 here at our regional qualifiers.
What a fantastic switch from Cosmito to go over to the Ramatra. You have the Nemesis form. You can just go in there and lay hands on West Craven. Yeah, absolutely deserved here from Jack the Bird. Had a fantastic map once again, and this gamer is absolutely magical on the Yachty.
It was a good swap. I mean, absolutely just throwing hands on that Ramatra. And then, yeah, I mean, Jack the Bird got our player of the match yesterday for very good reason. Keep playing like that, and you'll get another one, my friend. Wow. Fantastic match to kick things off. It was unconventional starting on Midtown, but I liked it. I truly do.
It's a nice, refreshing change of pace. It's not Lijiang. It's also not Kings Row. We didn't start on Kings Row for the hybrid map either. So